Smart shopping campaigns alone have made me over $1 million. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you a complete breakdown as to exactly what smart shopping campaigns are, their benefits, why they're used, how to set them up, and so forth. So by the end of this video, you're gonna be an absolute expert when it comes to running these smart shopping campaigns. Now, smart shopping campaigns have basically been the talk of the town for everybody using Google Ads to run their Shopify or e-commerce stores, and there's good reason why. In my experience, as you can see on my screen as of right now, smart shopping campaigns have generated a lot of success at really good return on ad spend. So as you can see on my screen, I have currently chosen 3 different smart shopping campaigns inside of one of my clients' e-commerce stores, which is basically under my agency, Yoru Marketing. But within the last 30 days alone, this specific client right over here has generated a 7.63x ROAS with 40 sales, not 1 or 2 sales, but 40 sales at a 7.6x ROAS. The next campaign, 29 sales at a 7.6x ROAS. The third campaign, a little bit of a testing campaign at a 2x ROAS with 12 sales. These are not really uncommon results you see often, and that's simply because a lot of people don't know what the right strategies for smart shopping campaigns are. But before we actually dive into exactly how to set up a smart shopping campaign, what the process and so forth, it's important to understand exactly what a smart shopping campaign is. So exactly what is a smart shopping campaign? You want to think of a smart campaign as basically a combination of those standard shopping campaigns Google offers mixed with display remarketing campaigns. Now, for those of you that don't know what display campaigns are those little banner images or little text ads that you see basically everywhere you go, maybe on a forum that you go, maybe on another search engine that you go. Those little ads that come up either on the corner of the page, at the bottom of the page, and so forth are known as display campaigns. So what a smart shopping campaign essentially is, it's a standard shopping campaign mixed with one of those display remarketing campaigns to come up with the entire campaign, which is basically sort of like on steroids. And I say steroids because, as you just saw on my screen, smart shopping campaigns, if done correctly, have the ability to get you absolutely insane results. But you want to understand a few things regarding smart shopping campaigns. Number one thing is smart shopping campaigns are fully automated. That means if you try to go and set a bid within the smart shopping campaign, you will not be able to, because there's no such option within a smart shopping campaign to go in and actually set a bid. So why Google has made it like this is simply because Google thinks whoever is using smart shopping campaigns within their account wants to give Google itself more control over that campaign. So this bidding option is completely eliminated because Google wants you to let Google do the bidding for you. And how this happens in the back end that we're really not even aware of is Google is constantly pulling out data from the algorithm, constantly pulling out data from your account as a whole, whatever data might have gotten so far, to then use to basically start and run these smart shopping campaigns. So essentially, the product feed that you have submitted to your Google Merchant Center, Google takes all of that data along with the campaign data to fuse it into this smart shopping campaign. And it creates these shopping ads which are extremely targeted, which have automatic bidding, and which show up at the right time as Google determines when it should show up. So essentially, in the back end, Google's algorithm is making all of these decisions without even us knowing what is going on. And you might think that this is actually a bad thing, but trust me, after a certain time period, this actually becomes the best thing you can do, and the results speak for themselves. But Google does not just launch these shopping campaigns directly within the Google search platform. It also places all of the ads that you have across different markets, across different networks, and different surfaces. So again, this is something Google is determining by itself on the back end as to who should see your ad and who should not see your ad. And this brings me to the next point of the video, which is exactly what are the benefits of a Google smart shopping campaign. Because so far you might just think that a smart shopping campaign is all about Google determining things for you, but trust me, there's a lot more benefits than just you letting an algorithm determine all of the things for you. Benefit number one, that is, it just lowers the total amount of work you have to do. The campaign, which you still see on my screen by the way, are full-on smart shopping campaigns which I check once a week. all I really need to do is I need to go in and I need to exclude the bad products which follow my exclusion criteria, and I made a video on this. You can watch the video right after this one. The link is in the top right. But that is basically all I'm doing with the smart shopping campaign. I don't have to go in, I don't have to exclude any bad keywords, I don't have to spend any time excluding any types of audiences or devices, I don't need to do bid adjustments, and it just makes my life a whole lot easier while boosting my overall ROAS. I mean, who would not want that? So number one benefit, which nothing can really beat when it comes to Google Ads, is the ease of use. You just don't have to work much anymore if all you do is just run those smart shopping campaigns. But there are of course bad things about this as well, which we'll cover sort of later on. But number two benefit is, like I mentioned before, after a certain number of conversions on your entire store or on your entire Google Ads account, a smart shopping campaign really is a no-brainer, and here's exactly why. After you get about 50 conversions or so, Google has enough data to then start tracking those previous 50 sales and determining exactly what kind of demographics those people were, what kind of age group they were, what kind of interest they had, and all of this complicated data to then make future decisions as well. So in the future, it's not gonna have too much of trouble finding very similar audiences to those 50 people that already purchased from you. And this just kind of compounds over time, and it just becomes easier and easier for Google to scale. I mean, if we go ahead and go onto my Google Ads account, which I've opened again under my client's actual store, and if we change the time period to all time, we can see exactly what had happened since the beginning. So since the beginning, this store was, by the way, started last July. So it's been about 9 months, and so far this store has done roughly 350,000 Canadian dollars in sales at an 8x ROAS. Absolutely insane results. But looking at the overall chart, what I want you guys to see is exactly how smart shopping works. So in the beginning, the ROAS might not necessarily be there because this is the learning phase when the smart shopping campaign is exactly what you thought, becoming smarter. It is trying to capture all of this data. It is trying to just understand who your ideal audience is and so forth. So that is what this beginning time period is. As time goes on, you should start to see a bit of improvement. So it can be right away in 1 month, or it can take about 4 months, 5 months for it to really boost and kick in. So right here, we started ads in July, and smart shopping campaigns was started right around August and September because that was when this store had about 50 sales or more. And we can see the ROAS really start to take off about October. So about 2 to 3 months is when the thing started to take off with the smart shopping campaign. And after that time period in Q4 of 2021, things were absolutely insane. I mean, we got a week where there was a 29x ROAS. So this is the power of smart shopping. Of course, it is going to take time, which brings me to the next point as to what the real benefit of a smart shopping campaign is. And that is, a smart shopping campaign can actually open up space for you to scale very aggressively to newer audiences and newer audience segments you never thought of before very easily. Now, what do I mean by this exactly? So the reason why it becomes much easier for you to scale once you have those smart shopping campaigns running is simply because a smart shopping campaign again has given Google the ability to decide those bids. For example, let's assume you had set the bid for your standard shopping campaign at 30 cents because let's say you thought that was the ideal bid and you were profitable at that bid, but you were not really spending your entire budget. You were not getting as much revenue as you would like. And the next step was for you to launch that smart shopping campaign. Suddenly you notice that the smart shopping campaign was bidding actually 2 times to 3 times what you had set. So 60 cents to about 90 cents bid per link click. And you might think that this is absolutely insane, but the surprising thing is you happen to notice that smart shopping campaign is extremely profitable and boosting your revenue over time. So naturally, what you would do is you would let it run and you would let it scale more and more while increasing the budget. And the reason why you have now opened yourself up to a brand new audience segment is because before, with that 30-cent bid, you were getting a sort of that smaller piece of audience which might have been primed to buy your products. However, the bigger piece of the pie was missing because you were only scratching on the hood, just trying to get that small piece of that pie with that 30-cent bid. Now that you were bidding 60 cents, 90 cents, now Google determined that this is the right bid for you to go out and get the entire pie, meaning the entire audience segment, which is most likely to buy your products. And it can bid at this level if it means that you are going to increase your revenue. And don't think that a 60 cent to a 90 cent bid is bad, because if your profit margins can support it, and if you are getting sales every 2 to 3 link clicks, that is a very, very good crossover, and that is something you should be willing to do. So that is where a smart shopping campaign really shines the most. It kind of determines your right bid for you. But of course, you need to keep some key pointers in place, and more towards the end of this video, I will go over a few key pointers which I learned from this client store right here. Again, under my agency, Yoru Marketing, which if you are doing over 30K or more in sales a month, you want to scale further with Google Ads, go onto my website at yorumarketing.com, book a free call with me to see if I can personally help you scale further. But enough about that. Now, exactly who should be starting these smart shopping campaigns, and when should you even start them? Because trust me, not everybody should be launching smart shopping campaigns. Now, here is the number one thing to keep in mind. If you are an e-commerce store which has been running your ads for a while, not necessarily Google ads, maybe you were just running Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Pinterest ads, whatever the case may be, you don't necessarily need Google ads, but as long as you had ads running, as long as you had your Google Analytics account attached to your Shopify store, and overall you got over 50 conversions, that is when you can create a brand new Google Merchant Center account and right away start with a smart shopping campaign. In that case, you might even just benefit a little bit by launching a standard shopping campaign at maybe a $20 to a $25 a day budget and let it run for that warm-up period, which is the initial 1 to 3 weeks. But you should be easily able to transition to smart shopping campaigns, especially if you had Google Analytics installed. And here's exactly why. As I mentioned earlier, one of the key criteria you want is at least 50 conversions with your store or with your ads account. In this case, if you don't have a Google Ads account with over 50 sales, but you have been running your Shopify store for a while, it's been scaled to over 50 orders, then it might be completely fine to start that smart shopping campaign within the first month you launch your Google Ads account. Because the main thing you want to keep in mind is your smart shopping campaign should have enough data to feed off of. I do not recommend that you just start a brand new Google Ads account and right away start with the shopping, because in reality, that Google Ads account has $0 worth of data. A smart campaign cannot become smart without any data to back it up. So initially, I do recommend just a standard shopping campaign. But again, if you have a lot of data to back up your Shopify store, you've been running ads elsewhere, your Google Analytics has captured this data, within the first month or within the first 2 weeks even, you can launch that smart shopping campaign. Now, that is the first set of category that you might fall under. And the next category is those people who have been running Google Ads accounts for a while now. Maybe you just started with standard shopping. Whatever the situation is, you have been running your Google Ads for a while and you have over 50 sales on that Google Ads account as a whole. Doesn't matter if it's just with the one campaign or multiple campaigns, as long as that entire Google Ads account has previous data of 50 conversions within the past 1 to 2 months, then you can go in and immediately launch that smart shopping campaign. And that is exactly what I recommend. So these are the two general categories which you should be following under in order to launch these smart shopping campaigns. If you fall under any other category, let me know down in the comment section below, and I will let you know directly if you should be launching smart shopping campaigns or not. But in my experience, those two categories come to mind because I've been within those two categories multiple times. But that is exactly who should be launching these smart shopping campaigns. Exactly what is the right strategy for these smart shopping campaigns, and exactly what should you be doing in order to achieve results like these that you see on my screen. Now, I'm going to be telling you that achieving these results is not extremely hard. And you might think otherwise, but trust me, because I've had it happen multiple times, not only for my own e-commerce stores, but for client e-commerce stores like these ones as well. So as you can see right now, I'm looking at the all-time period for this Google Ads account, and these smart shopping campaigns for the all-time period have generated over 6 figures together, but also over a 8x ROAS. I mean, the lowest ROAS for this campaign was a 8x. The highest ROAS was a 13x. These other campaigns are dynamic search campaigns, also branded search campaigns, which I cover in my other videos, but these ones are the main smart shopping campaigns. Now, the initial launch strategy for these smart shopping campaigns was very, very simple, and I'll be showing you exactly how to launch a smart shopping campaign very shortly. But for the strategy, you need to make sure you have about 7 to 10 different products to launch your initial smart shopping campaign. And I recommend that you do not launch a smart shopping campaign if you have anything less than 5 to 7 products, because a smart shopping campaign works off of data. The more products you have, the more data that smart shopping campaign can gather, and the faster it can start to perform, and the faster it can start to get you those desired results. So you want to make sure you launch with some kind of data and a good chunk of products. But you don't want to just go in and throw in a bunch of random products from your store inside the smart shopping campaign. You want to be following a specific strategy, and this strategy should fall into 4 different subtypes. Subtype number 1, winning products. Subtype number 2, the losing products. Subtype number 3, products within the same niche. And subtype number 4, products with the same profit margins. You should be putting these kinds of 4 subtypes together within one smart shopping campaign. Meaning, let's say you have a lot of winners on your e-commerce store right now. You have about 12 different winning products. What you would do is, regardless of what niche they're in, what industry they're in, and so forth, you would just launch one smart shopping campaign and just throw in all those winning products inside that one smart shopping campaign, and you would name that smart shopping campaign the winners campaign. If you don't have any winners, don't worry, because let's say you run a niche store that sells leggings, for example, and you have about 20 different leggings that you want to sell that have already sold previously via Facebook ads. What you would do now is you would go on Google, you would launch one smart shopping campaign, you would name it leggings, and you would put all those 20 leggings inside this one smart shopping campaign, and you would let it run within that smart shopping campaign. This is exactly what you do and how you categorize these smart shopping campaigns based on the subtypes. But once you throw in these subtypes together, once this campaign is ready to go, exactly what should the settings be? Of course, you want to be targeting only one specific country, and I'll be showing this how to do it step by step very shortly, but only one specific country. For the budget, I recommend nothing less than $50 a day. In 2022 and onwards, if you want to get any kinds of results, if you want the smart shopping campaign to show you whether it has potential or not even, you need to be spending at least $50 a day. I know that may seem like a lot for those of you that don't have too big of a budget, but trust me, it is an investment that is worth it. But you want to make sure that you don't touch this campaign for the first 4 to 7 days and just let it run and capture data. But besides the budget, for the actual bidding, now with the bidding, you can only choose the target ROAS percentage. I recommend that you do not check that target ROAS box. Leave it unchecked. And this is going to get you the best kind of results, because in 2022 and onwards, you really want to let Google Ads make a lot of the decisions. You want to kind of take your own hands, your own mind off of it, because unfortunately, the reality is a machine is definitely smarter than you in most cases. You want to let the machine decide and just don't choose a target ROAS box. But that is pretty much the general strategy. You want to make sure your campaign falls into one of these 4 subtypes, and then just go ahead and launch it. But now that we have talked about the exact strategy, let's get into the meat of this video, which is exactly how to launch your smart shopping campaign. So again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go onto our Google Ads account, and from this main campaigns dashboard, we are going to go ahead and click this plus button. We're gonna now click a new campaign because we wanna go ahead and create that brand new campaign. And from this pop-up, we want to hit the first box which says sales, because of course we want to optimize for sales. Now with this little pop-up that comes up at the bottom which says use this conversion goals to improve sales, you want to make sure there's only one conversion goal, which is purchases, that comes up. A lot of the times, if you have set it up incorrectly for whatever reason, there might be purchases, there might be contact us, there might be other things as well. You don't want that. If you do see that, just click these 3 dots right here and then remove that specific goal, because we only want to optimize for one goal, which is purchases, and then click continue. Now from this select the campaign type, we are gonna go ahead and click shopping because we are most interested in a smart shopping campaign. We scroll down, make sure your to advertise products, your GMC is chosen right over here, your merchant center account, the country, again, one country at a time, so United States. Now here we have the option between smart shopping campaign and standard shopping. Obviously, we want to leave it at smart shopping. And if you read what it says right here, it is a very important news, by the way. It says smart shopping campaigns are upgrading to Performance Max in the second half of this year. Performance Max gives you the same benefits as smart shopping plus expanded reach. So this is essentially going to go away, but right now when I'm recording this video, which is mid-April, smart shopping campaigns are still available. So you want to create a smart shopping campaign like this, make sure it is currently running, but go ahead and click continue. Once you get to this next page, what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and give it a good campaign name. In this case, you want to make sure that the campaign name is very descriptive. So what I like to do is, if for example my subtype is winning products, I would just type in winning products right over here. And then from here, I would write in today's date. So for example, let's say it's the 12th of April today, and then the year as well. So once that's done, that's all you really need to do for the campaign name. We're gonna go down over here to additional settings. If you have any types of local products that are sold in stores, you might want to choose this box. Of course, we don't because we're e-commerce, so we're gonna leave that unchecked. Now bidding, here's where I was saying where you need to leave this box unchecked. Do not do anything over here. Do not check this box and do not write anything here, because that's ideally the best way to go in 2022 for a smart shopping campaign. Now for budget, as I told you, $50 a day or above. We're gonna set it for 55 for the sake of this example. Now, new customer acquisition. You do not want to choose this box, because with this box chosen, you will only start optimizing for new customers. We don't necessarily want to do that, because as I told you in the beginning of this video, if you don't remember, go back and watch the beginning again. I told you that this smart campaign is basically a mixture of standard shopping and display remarketing campaign. If we choose this box right here, your remarketing campaign is really not gonna happen, because this won't necessarily be optimizing for the remarketing audiences as well. So we wanna leave this unchecked fully, and we want this campaign to be a shopping campaign for new audiences as well as remarketing, because when it's a combo like that, you are able to achieve a 7x, 8x, 9x, and so forth ROAS. But once you do that, go ahead and click save and continue, and we're gonna go on to the next page, which is product groups and assets. This is where we get to choose our specific product groups. If you have any specific products which you want to choose, you just click this pen button right over here. And here you can categorize the product by item ID, brand, category, and so forth. Just choose whatever products you want to have within the smart campaign here. Or if you want to have all product, just leave it as it is. Scroll down. Now here is where you choose your images, your video, and you create the text ad for this smart shopping campaign. Because yes, a smart shopping campaign is the display remarketing campaign as well. And display remarketing is text-based as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and really quick come up with a short headline, a long headline, and a description so you guys can see exactly how this should be done. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and I created the entire text search ad which the smart shopping campaign wanted. So let's start off with a short headline. The short headline should just be describing what kind of product you sell. So in this case, we were assuming I was selling leggings. So I said shop luxurious leggings, keeping it very simple but also focusing on copywriting. And if you don't know how to do proper copywriting, go ahead and watch my Google search ads video or my Performance Max campaign video, because I go in depth as to how copywriting should be done for your search ads within those two videos. Again, the link will be in the description as well, or you can just go on my channel. But you want to make sure you do proper copywriting. Next one, long headline. I said luxurious leggings for the perfect woman, and I also said dash free shipping. Now this is where you can kind of elaborate more on what you said in the short headline while offering some incentives. So I said free shipping, and then I ended up with my store name, and you can do something like store name official, so add the word official at the very end just to give it a little bit of authority. Next one, description. I said our leggings were created to help you stand out of the crowd, added value, join 30K happy women. So I'm saying that we have happy customers, you want to join that list. So that's all you really need to be doing for the smart shopping search ad, and you can read more about it from this pop-up on the right side. Specs on images, you can read it from there. But you can also go ahead and Google it. So for example, right over here, it says you do need an image which is 1200 by 628, basically sort of like a banner image. So you need to go ahead and upload that within this images section right over here, you can also add a video, which I highly recommend you do if you run a niche store. Otherwise, you might just let Google auto generate the video for you. But once you do that, you want to go ahead and click save, because that's basically all you need to do. In this case, we're not going to hit save because again, we don't have the image, but that should take you to the next page, which is to either review the campaign or just go ahead and publish it, and it will take you inside the actual campaign. You should be able to go within the smart shopping campaign, make sure it is enabled fully right now. Go ahead and check the settings to make sure everything here is properly set up. You're only targeting one specific location, and within the location, for location options, make sure the second circle right over here is chosen. So you can do this after you have created the campaign within the settings section. But that is pretty much it to actually how to create that smart shopping campaign and let it optimize. But here are some key pointers you want to always keep in mind for your smart shopping campaigns. Key pointer number 1, do not judge the campaign for the first 4 to 7 days, maybe even 14 days. And that is simply because a smart shopping campaign takes a bit of time to become smart. If your account already has a lot of data, then I recommend that you start optimizing the campaign within the first 5 to 7 days. Otherwise, just let it run for about 7 days or 14 days and then start to look at the data, start to make changes and so forth. But in addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, never start your smart shopping campaign with less than 5 products, because you are going to save yourself a lot of wasted money. I've spent over 6 figures just testing stuff out. Launching a single product smart shopping campaign or for products less than 5 or 7 has basically never worked in my experience. Now, it might be different for you, who knows, but in my experience, I don't recommend that you do that. So just make sure you have 5 to 7 products or above before you decide to launch that smart shopping campaign, which brings me to the final pointer, which is make sure your pixel is correctly installed. You don't want conversion tracking issues, because otherwise your smart shopping campaign is just not going to work, period. You're going to end up losing a lot of money. In fact, this is one of the main problems a lot of the clients that come to me under my agency Euro Marketing have. They have been running ads for quite some time now, but they're not sure if they're getting the right kind of data, if any data at all, and they're just blindly putting their money out, throwing it on Google Ads, when in reality, Google Ads are not even profitable for them, but they don't know because their conversion tracking codes were not properly installed. So make sure your conversion tracking codes are installed properly before you decide to spend a lot of money on smart shopping campaigns. But again, if you don't want to kind of deal with the hassle of running smart shopping campaigns yourself, you would rather let somebody else do it for you, go onto my website at euromarketing.com and then book that free call with me directly to get that free strategy report and see if I can personally help you scale your store further with Google Ads. But if you found any type of value in this video, destroy that like button and destroy that subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video.